Bibi Andersson in America, carving out her own personnel. Not so very long ago, she was sitting in Eleni's in New York, talking to friends. One of them, a journalist, was worshipping shamelessly at Liv Ullmann's shrine. It was Liv this and Liv that and Liv Ullmann. Isn't she divine? The journalist had, after all, written a cover story on the Star and was still under her spell. The Scandinavian actress, a former protege of Ingmar Bergman, accepted all this adulation in silence. For a while, finally, she couldn't bear any more. I'm so sick of people talking about Liv all the time, sighed Bibi Andersson. Liv is my best friend and I love her dearly, but I'm wonderful too. Bibi Andersson is in the United States too. She doesn't know for how long, and she will not tell you exactly why. She has just finished 2 Hollywood movies and is about to star in a new Arthur Miller play, but that is not really the why of it. I'm free, she says simply, and with a decided note of triumph in her voice. After a 12 years marriage, she is divorced. Her 6-year-old daughter Jenny is not yet old enough for school, and Bibi Andersson walked through the Jefferson Hotel, a miniature version of oppressed innocence in a long white Mexican wedding skirt topped with a winter jacket. Actresses who have worked for Bergman have a way of looking simultaneously free and enslaved. In Andersson, as in Ullmann, there is something that divides protection and yet demands protectors. I think I need a very adult man, she says, her smile weighed down with resignation. Married people are careless. They project their agonies on each other. I was careless when I was married, so was he a bit. And the fact is we can't afford to be careless with each other. But if you ask Bibi Andersson to name her favorite directors, she will name Kjell Great, who directed her in a Swedish TV series only after their divorce. The knowledge he has of me was used not to destroy me, but to breathe something out. She will not, on the other hand, say Bergman. Of course, Bergman is a genius, she says airily, but except for a small part in the scenes from a marriage, I haven't worked for him in so long. I started working, really, with Bergman when I was 19, and my respect for him was so enormous that it was like working for him, not co-working. For him, I'm still a little girl. But then, how did she feel when her role as a Bergman star was supplanted by Liv Ullmann, who came to live with him? Instantly the smile fades. An indignant look stormed her blue eyes. Liv Ullmann was his wife. Well, all right, she lived with him, but that's the same as being his wife. And so I find it pretty normal that it was inspiring for them to live together. There were so many actors who have worked with him, and if everyone should feel rejected because he works for someone else, you'd be in trouble. I myself wanted to take off and do other things as well. As she talks on, her mood darkens perceptibly. What do you want me to say? She snaps. What do you want to know? That I get terribly, terribly jealous? They always assume I'm not an independent person. I don't like that question because they always assume I'm terribly jealous. I want to be interviewed for myself. All right then, how old is she? It doesn't matter. She pauses, then relents. I have worked 20 years. I studied acting when I was 16, but I don't really count my working until I was 20. So if I have started at 20 and worked 20 years, you can figure it out. You can look it up yourself. She sums up. Just as suddenly she shrugs and chuckles, her humor restored by her own fit of pique, her vanity reigned by a flash of candor. I never have been an actress of that kind of beauty never got jobs because of that kind of beauty. She says, for she is in fact blondie and pretty without being extravagantly either. For all that, she does get plenty of parts. She opens here Saturday night in the Archbishop's Ceiling, a new Arthur Miller play. She just finished filming I Never Promised You a Rose Garden and An Enemy of the People with Steve McQueen, where they made her get rid of her accent because they really wanted me to be very American. They wanted a Scandinavian playing an Ibsen role to be very American. Well, you see, she explained solemnly, Steve McQueen is very American and they didn't want me to stick out. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, but I don't think anyone can overcome that. I try to speak well, but I could never be an all-American person more than the language. There are things I would have to overcome, and Steve McQueen, she smiles invasively. I can't give you an entire answer. The film is not out yet. I think if she had been brought up in the same country as me, he would be better. Now he is a star. I think his reputation comes with sensitivity. He really believes people hurt each other very much. One day I was talking to him and he just walked away. Her eyes widened in remembered astonishment, so I said, well, I was just trying to make a joke, really. With him in the beginning to be friendly, so I said, I think you should listen to what I'm saying. And he said, this is not Sweden. This is not Bergman. This is not the way we worked here. And then I realized he thought this was a put down. I realized he thought it was more skilled than I was. So that's when it comes to language also. This is a problem. This was something I could say in Sweden. For an actress to work consistently in a language that is manifestly not hers is more than an act of courage. I have to go via Swedish to translate thoughts, she says, but there are nuances and idioms that defy translation, and it's no easy matter to adopt them entirely. Speaking of her former tax problems with the Swedish government, she says, it was a total upblow for various reasons. Beyond the language patterns, she has brought with her all the reservations of older Europe. Only after you have told her something about your life will she permit you any real access into hers. It makes her feel more comfortable that way, she explains. So many people want to talk to her now. You have the feeling she considers all this not merely an invasion. It is for her a form of theft. I still don't feel my life has reached the definite meaningfulness to talk about, she explains wearily when asked why she doesn't write a book about herself. But there is more to it than that. Yes, written, she says with no little pride. I don't make interviews with people unless I know them at least 10 years. Yes, I can afford to. It's nice that I have the luxury of that. Here, with uplifted hands, she signals distress. Here, I don't know anybody. They treat no one like a superstar in Sweden. I treat myself like a superstar. Publicity in a small country doesn't matter too much. It's a family thing. It's a million people. And there is no reason in the world why I should tell them my life, because they already know my life. She smiles ruefully and says, but without an enormous amount of conviction. But in this profession, we have to make sacrifices. I cannot lead the kind of life in the country with a little dog, a little cat, and a little cow that I would like. Well, yes, she acknowledges that she is after all not forced to act. Yes, of course, I do want to act. While I still feel, well, like I have something that comes out of me. And yet she is here, not in a country with assorted domestic animals, not in Sweden, where no matter how famous you are, nobody bothers you. She is in the one country where it is fondly assumed no one minds either fame or bothering, and so you can't help wondering. What does Bibi Andersson really want out of America? I don't know. I'm wondering myself. She hesitates, then, seeing the raised eyebrows, corrects herself. No, I know. I know. But I don't think I can tell you. She is prodigal. She relents. 3 years ago, I was here for personal reasons. I hated America. Well, not hate, but I didn't like it at all. I thought it's too big. The countryside was too far away, and I felt homeless. I made a play with Otto Preminger, and I went home after 4 months. And the minute I got there, I felt, why did I do that? I kind of regretted it. I didn't give it a try. I'm not talking about career. I'm talking mentality. Part of an actress is aliveness, alertness, and it comes from not letting yourself stiffen. I wanted to see life, wanted to smell it, and I felt starving mentally. And so, now, does she want to be famous here? Oh no, she laughs. I think being famous here must be awful. This is such a big country, and you are known everywhere. But there is no horror in her voice as she examines the prospect. Far from it.